It's spooky season. Halloween is just around the corner, already. This year has gone way too quick. Just the thought of being able to go around and scare people without getting into legal trouble just sends shivers up my spine. Haha, this is so fun, bro. Scaring kids is fun. This year, just like last year, I'm planning something involving using a Plague Doctor mask which I have. Not because I don't have any other ideas, but just because I love Plague Doctors. Medieval horror in general is just so cool to me. And that just gave me an idea. Next year, what if I do Jack the Ripper? I know it's not exactly medieval, but I mean, it's close enough to medieval. But Halloween isn't just about scares, it's also about the parties. I'm gonna admit, I haven't been to many parties myself. In fact, the only ones I've attended were those primary school discos, we call them, from back in the day. I'm not very big on parties, not really my thing. Too much socialisation for my liking. However, these parties were pretty fun, despite only hanging around with one friend, because at the time I didn't really have the confidence to talk to most other people. And normally I'd be rocking a crappy cheap costume from a local store, but you know, it worked. I remember having a few of those costumes. I remember having a Spider-Man costume, a vampire costume, even a Buzz Lightyear costume. Classic choices for someone like under the age of 10. Well, usually at these school discos, the child brings money, normally like a couple pounds, so that they could just indulge in some hot dogs and fun little games. But one year I wasn't able to bring the money, and the teachers had strictly specified that kids could not lend anyone their money no matter how badly they wanted it. And after learning this, I cried. A lot. But one kid actually offered to stick with me. That was very kind of him, but we had to be very careful because we will get into trouble if he was caught giving me some money. Now, in my opinion, that's kind of messed up. It seems a little bit unfair that we couldn't share a little money to spare. After all, in adulthood, we transfer money to other people all the time, but rules are rules, I suppose. I was no savage at the time. I was a dedicated rule follower back then. I had a great time for the most part though. I mean, I did feel pretty embarrassed for crying afterwards, but I was like 7 or 8, so it's valid. Alright, I just realised that most of my animations have included some form of school stories. Sorry about that being a reoccurring theme. Okay, I hate how that's spelled and pronounced. Another classic tradition of Halloween is trick-or-treating. Twick-or-tweed. No. We've all done it a few times, right? As a 14-year-old, I've outgrown it. Instead, I create my own spooky ambience. I dress up in a creepy costume, slap on some red LED lights, play eerie music on my Alexa, and then just hand out sweets to the trick-or-treaters who knock on the door. Last year I did this. That night was pretty chill for the most part. My favourite part was the decorations we had up. I loved them. Window ghosts, glowing toy jack-o'-lanterns. One of them had rainbow LED lights, pretty cool. But speaking of last year, I had a plan with a friend where I would go around dressed as a plague doctor and he would be a sick man. But sadly he couldn't make it because his family had other plans. Another year, whilst I was trick-or-treating, I went into the shop my mum was working at. I think it was the same year I dressed as a vampire. Well, there was this competition where there was a tub of sweets and a plush of a witch. If you entered, you would be given a piece of paper and a pen, and you would write an estimate of how many sweets you think would be in that tub and what you thought the witch's name could be. Plain and simple. Well, sometime later, a winner will be selected, and whoever got the closest estimate to the number of the sweets got them all to themselves, and whoever guessed the witch's name I think will get the witch push. Fun competition, but after realising that I lost, I cried. I realised I was a bit of a crybaby back then, especially when it comes to Halloween. So in summary, I love the Eve of the Spirits. But I mean, who doesn't? The head teacher. Had to be the head teacher. First of all, we have a full week off before Halloween, and the day we come back is the 31st of October. Why do you have to be so sadistic to some teens just trying to enjoy Halloween? Seriously, we come back on Halloween day and we don't even get to have a non-uniform day? Why? Our old head teacher actually let us have fun. On another note, one year when I had a skeleton costume, I was walking home with my mum, and me being the energetic kid that I was, just randomly went, "I'm a skeleton!" And there was this girl behind us dressed in a witch costume, and she went, "And I'm a witch." My awkward brain didn't do anything, didn't laugh. Instead I just thought, wait, who's this girl? Why is she impersonating me? I used to get told a lot that I wasn't really the most social kid around. Still kinda true today, but I've been trying my absolute best to break out my shell in the past year. I mean, I try now. If anyone comes up to me with a conversation, I take it. So yeah, enjoy the spooky season.